Hello everybody and welcome to Oxygen Not Included. This is a game by Klei Entertainment, the people who make Don't Starve and a large series of other games. And it is a colony game, kind of like if you have ever seen me play RimWorld, I played that on the channel, or if you've ever played like a base building game, that's what Oxygen Not Included is. This is a new game by them. It's on early access right now on Steam, and it's actually not a game that you can like. I don't think you can like just go and like get to it. Like I had to follow a bunch of like crazy forum posts and links and shit to like get to the game. But Oxygen Not Included is a base building game where we use these three idiots to try to create a working space colony essentially. And so we're gonna try. I'm gonna be playing this for like a week or so. I need to take a break from playing Gungeon. I'm just feeling a little burned out right now, and I just need to take a little break from playing Gungeon. But that being said, so we're going to be taking a look at this game for this week, and that's good. So let's take a look at our dudes. So here you can see these are their skills, right? The things that they can do, and then they have like quirks, right? So the duplicant has no appreciation for the finer things. Decor expectation -20. Refuses to do the job of art, so he can't make art. He's also uncultured, so that's the same deal. And amphibious, they can swim. Which is great, but I don't like this one, so we're going to shuffle her away to something else. No. We're looking for somebody that can dig, like a really good digger. +5 digging with mole hands? Hell yeah. Slow learner? Totally fine. Yeah. I feel like we're doing pretty good here. So we're going to rename, you're going to be Steelwing. That's right, I am apparently a pretty lady, and you're going to be Bravo 3. Yes, okay, and then you're going to be Steely Phil. And this is going to be our team for the start off, and we're going to call this one the USS Stolen Colony. There we go. Perfect. There we go. And when we get into the game, I'll explain a little bit more about it, but all you really need to know for right now is that Oxygen Not Included is a game that I'm actually very good at it. The first colony that I constructed was totally fine, worked perfectly naturally for a very long time until I got bored and stopped playing. Yeah, so basically this is our interface. You can kind of see it's a lot to take in here, so I'll pause it for a second while we take a look around. Here you can see the overlays. This will tell us about the oxygen in the room, so like we can kind of see that this area is carbon dioxide, there's some CO2 down here. Looks like there's water over here, there's lots of oxygen here. This looks like carbon dioxide up here as well, stuff like that. There's our power grid, temperature overlays. So this tells us how hot areas are and things of that nature. We want to try to stay in the green zone. Green and yellow are fine. Anything red is bad. Light, this is what's producing light right now. This is plumbing. This shows us like where water's going, gas, decor values, what looks nice, what doesn't look nice, stuff like that. And then the priority overlay showing us like what exactly everything has a priority for. In addition to that, we have like tasks. So like we want to crack into this area because we kind of want more space if we can, and I would like to activate this oxalite up here if we can, just like expose a little bit more of it than is currently exposed. And I want to see what's over here. So yeah, that should do it. All right, cool. Well, it's a time press onward here, and I'll keep explaining the game while we let these guys dig. So as you can see, like in the game's, it's a resource gathering game, right? So it's not anything particularly spectacular. It's not anything new. It's not anything very exciting. But it does have one thing that I think is very interesting, and that's that it has realistic gas dynamics. So oxygen rises and heavier gases sink. And it's very interesting to watch, to like have to manage that in your head. Because like, in most games, like you get a lot of like fluid dynamics, right? Like water flowing or things of that nature. But you don't really get a lot of gas dynamics. We're actually going to cancel this job right here because there's no reason to have it. What do we got over here? We got some copper. Looks like we got chlorine gas. Let's not crack into that. That sounds dangerous. We got lots of obsidian. We want this copper. This copper is really important, and we want to get access to this water up here if we can. And there's algae over here. I think there's some algae over here. Algae is important because it lets us like make things like oxygen farms later. And we're probably gonna crack into this area down here because there's lots of copper down here. There's lots of water down here too. There's actually a lot of things around. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and pop a ladder down to here, and then we should be good to go. Yeah. So essentially, the game will the dudes kind of just do the shit that I asked them to, right? And there are a couple things that we need in order to exist, right? So, like, we need to put some beds down somewhere, so we're gonna, like, put the beds down, like, not there. Jesus fucking Christ, hold on a minute. Stop, don't do that. Just, hold on a minute. Put, like, a bed here, we'll put, like, a bed here, we'll put a bed here. This is, like, temporary question mark, because we have to be a little careful. The CO2 down here makes it unbreathable, but there's enough oxalite in the area where I feel like we're going to be hunky-dory for a little while here. The oxalite decays as it produces oxygen, but it's like the best early game way to produce oxygen is to expose some oxalite. But we need to be careful because if we expose too much of it, it decays far too quickly, and we can be in some trouble. So let's go ahead and build a ladder down to like here, and then let's put a dig order in for like the majority of this copper, like from like all of this basically. I want to get dug out if we can. That would be super duper. Yeah, and we want to try to get access to this oxalite down here. Maybe like we want to farm out all this algae if we can, etc., etc. Yeah, so this is the game essentially, and the idea is that we just sort of need to survive. The game is in early access, so you know we do need to. Please be aware of that. Like, there are gonna be, like, this game's not finished, so, like, that's why, like, a lot of the stuff is kind of basic. Like, we can make an algae deoxidizer, which produces oxygen. That's what it does, right? We've got power. We can make a manual generator, which we're probably gonna build in here, I think. I think we'll put most of our power... No, you know where we're gonna put our power? We're gonna put our power here. And then I want 2 tiny batteries for right now. Connect them with a cable, right? Because then I'm gonna put a research station, which is like here, I think. Yes, research station. Put that right here, and then we're gonna attach another electrical cable to that. There you go, perfect. So now we'll watch them like basically do that with the copper that we have. Copper's very important. Algae's very important, and then the other stuff is like important but not like critical. The oxalite's obviously very important. But it's critical to our success that we be careful about, you know, where we build shit and, like, what we use for floor. The tiles are the best floor because they allow us to do stuff. So this is the tech tree, and we're going to start off with farming because farming lets us build this thing called an algae terrarium, and that essentially turns carbon dioxide into oxygen. It's very nice. And it also leads to things like fine dining, which lets us make better food production, things of that nature. There's also an argument to be made that liquid piping is good because it leads to things like percolation, which lets us build biodistillers, lets us build electrolyzers and water purification and stuff like that. But like in order to really use the electrolyzer, you need to have the hydrogen generator. So you guys are kind of probably seeing like the Oedipus of like what this game is essentially, right? It's not complicated. It's just survive. But it's interesting to sort of see that. So this is the job window. This is what all of our characters are able to do. And so basically what we're seeing is like I am bad at like doing, like I'm bad at cooking, right? But Antonio's good at cooking, so we'll leave him to do that. Antonio can't do art, so like somebody's got to do it, but it's probably not going to be him. I'm great at harvesting, so we'll turn that off for both of these two, right? Like, it's kind of important to, like, make sure that everybody's sort of doing jobs that they're pretty good at. Everybody should be delivering... I guess you can construct, everybody should sweep, everybody should generate power, and everybody should dig. I feel like that's, like, the best way to do this. But this game's pretty simple. It's not complicated. If you're interested in playing it, I will put like a link to the thing that I used to get to this in the description down below. The game's $20 to buy into the early access. If you are interested in playing it, you know, more power to you, I guess. The fuck is this thing? No, not that. I want... What is this animal? A hatch. A hatch. Details, please. Info? A nocturnal scavenging creature. It will consume any materials within reach that it fits into its wide mouth. Alright, that thing's a dick. I don't like it. It's ugly. Yeah, but so the game's, like I said, it's not that complicated. It's still in the early stages of itself, but it's showing a lot of promise. It's definitely the kind of survival game that I enjoy. I'm a bigger fan of games like, you ever played Dwarf Fortress or anything like that? I'm a bigger fan of those kinds of games because I find them to be more intriguing. They're a little bit more, like, engrossing's not the right word. That's not the word I want to use. But, like, it is, like, not a bad word to use, I guess, would be the best way for me to, like, put this. I'll put that there. There you go. Build these tiles out. The tiles look nicer, and they're easier to clean than the ground is. That's why we're building them across our entire base, basically. And it also lets us get access to, like, the algae that our base was built on top of, and, like, these muck roots and things like that. We need more storage, though, I think. Colonist requires toilets. Ah, I knew I forgot something. Yeah, so your guys do need to use the bathroom. Which was my bad. Totally forgot about that. I built 2 outhouses down here. But you can see, like, one of them pissed themselves. Like, over here. Which isn't great, to say the least. We're going to have to mop that up. There's a mop function for that exact problem. Everything's covered in piss. My bad. The problem with piss is it creates contaminated oxygen. Which we do not want, to say the least. Contaminated oxygen is unbreathable and makes people sick. So we have to be very careful about that. We also want to keep the stress down, which everybody seems to be fine with right now. So I think we're doing okay. We're doing all right. Everything's just kind of pending construction. It's just sort of waiting. This thing produces food. That's why I built it. It's not like... a lot of this game isn't rocket science. Like, there's a lot going on that we need to do to, like, sort of make the base function properly. But, like... I don't know. It's a game that really you should play if you are interested in playing it. It's sort of like... its shtick is that it demands to be played, I suppose, if that makes sense. We're going to produce a couple lamps. The lamps produce light, which keeps stress down. We don't need it, mind you, but it is useful. Really like it if these tiles got finished sooner rather than later. Objects can float. That, like, they're allowed to do so, which is nice, but really we need more sandstone. It's like a big problem we're running into right now. So let's go ahead and cut out, like, a big column of sandstone right here. This will also produce a room for us to use later. I'm not sure what we'll use it for, but it'll allow us to use it, so... They use, like, these, like, cool, like, laser guns to, like, do all their digging and all their building. I kind of like it. Fucking cots need to be fucking built. So we do need to be careful. So carbon dioxide sinks, hydrogen floats, carbon dioxide pushes oxygen up. So we need to, like, maintain a certain amount of, like, like atmospheric pressure in order to keep the carbon dioxide from killing everybody. The game's fun. I mean, I enjoy it personally. I mean, I don't really want to dig out the thing if we can. Like, this is all contaminated water. We can use this. This is a thing that we can do, but, like, it requires research, which I believe is, like, I think it's like filtration or something like that. It's like over here, sanitation. You can, like, clean out water using one of these things. I don't remember which one it is, though. It's percolation. Gas filter, air scrubber, liquid filter, there we go. You can sieve out selected liquid out of a liquid mixture, sending it into a separate pipe. That's not what we wanted. Water purifier, there we go. Uses sand to purify contaminated water. So if, like, we wanted to use this, we need sand. Or we need sand and we need that water purifying research to, like, make it, essentially. So it's useful. But, like, that's the like, I guess the idea behind this game, right, is that essentially we're in a position where we're having to keep a team of idiots alive in an environment that, like, they probably shouldn't be in. There's some hydrogen and some contaminated oxygen over there, and whatever the fuck a morb is. An agile, disease-ridden invertebrate is attracted to the decomposing carcasses of deceased organisms. There's lots of hydrogen over here. We have no research selected, which we should probably rectify, actually, which we'll probably do... Gas piping's important, but I feel like power regulation is better. Liquid piping's also important. We don't have anything that we can use liquid piping for right now, so like I don't feel like that's super important. I'm like this is the part that like I'm not good at right now, right? It's that like I don't know which of these is like the best thing to go for first. I'm gonna go with power regulation because I feel like that's not the worst thing to go for, but you know, it's possible. It's possible I'm wrong. Fine, we can turn poop into compost now. I don't know what that's useful for yet, but hopefully at some point it'll be good. Get rid of all of these tutorial texts. I don't need those. Yeah, this isn't the first time I played this, but that's because I played it before I decided to make a video about it. So hopefully you guys will forgive me a little bit there. There we go. These algae terrariums, they, like I said, they convert oxygen into... Or they convert carbon dioxide into oxygen. That's like their purpose in life, in existence. Cut all of this out as well. So we want access to this pool of water. It looks like we've got another person here. Hold on a second. Let me just finish this task and then... Like, because what I want to do is that we need access to this water over here. But we'll look at another duplicant. So what do we got? We got Doris, who's naturally robust. Harder to get sick. She's an interior decorator. Expects decor to be nicer. Dimensionally inept, can't build. But she's got, like, lots of skills, so she's, like, pretty good across the board. Can't fight, eats more, can't fight, but is a quick learner. We're going to take you, and we're going to call you Nivum. There you go. Print that guy. 4 colonists is sort of like where you want to land, to be honest. Because 4 colonists is enough colonists where, like, you're probably going to have enough food to feed all of them. Like, you can see up here, here's our, like, our kilocalories. And you can see, like, what that's coming from. So, like, we have 13 seeds, and we have, like, 11 mealwood seeds, briar seeds, and blossom seeds, and some muck roots and field rations, and we have, like, soil, we have liquids, stuff like that. All of these are tools that we can use. Like, this is telling us all of that stuff. We can also see, like, the oxygen in here is getting a little nasty, especially over here. There's a lot of CO2 right there. Down here, there's a little bit of CO2. You can see a lot of it, like, settling in places. CO2 is heavier. You can watch it, like, float downward if you, like, watch this screen for a while. It's kind of cool. I don't know. I've been enjoying this game. It's probably not for everybody, but, I don't know. I like survival games like this. They're not bad. Trying to build a place for Tony. Where is Tony? Oh, he's over there. Passed out. Perfect. Alright. Feeling good. Tony looking like Princess Leia. It's kind of hilarious. I don't really pay attention to the genders of the like colonist people, like at all. Not because I don't think it's important, but because like I don't know, they all sort of look the same. I guess their eyelashes are different. That's like a big difference. The colony is mostly women, from what I can tell, which is kind of funny. I need water. That means that, yeah, I was like, you guys need to get digging. There's some water up here, but I don't want to crack into that if we can avoid it, I guess. These things are all stocked up on algae, which is good. But we really need to get access to this water over here. Sand's a piece of shit, by the way. Because it falls, right? And then it just, like, becomes an extra block that you have to deal with. Super annoying. So far, so good. I mean, the colony's coming along. Nobody's died yet. We don't have any oxygen generation, which is kind of scary. And it looks like we just finished our research in gas piping, power regulation. That's the one. And we're going to go ahead and get combustion as well. Combustion's important. Oh, well, for combustion we need we need an advanced table, so let's not get that yet. Let's get gas pumping. Gas piping's probably good. Probably important. There we go. Perfect. Watching them dig through all this crap. Is there no O2 over there or something? Let me guess. There's like the oxygen's really thin over here. Yeah. It like took a minute for it to like percolate into there. I'm probably gonna use this area to like for piss later, because later we get access to like an actual bathroom. There we go. Perfect. There's a pretty decent reservoir of water, to be honest. So, like, yeah, there we go. These algae terrariums should convert all of that nasty-ass CO2 into oxygen. There we go. Perfect. It takes a lot of these things to, like, actually, like, make a considerable effort into the CO2, right? So, we gotta be weary about that. Alright, perfect. All these lights are on. Ugh, it's bright in here. How's the decor looking? High decor. Low decor. Yeah, it looks fine. Good. Alright. Well, I think because everybody's going to sleep, I think we're going to call it quits for this episode. If you guys like this game and you want to see more of it, or if you're curious, let me know in the comments down below. I'm probably going to play a little bit more of it over the course of the coming weeks. If you guys have anything in particular that you want me to, like, talk about, or something that, like, you know, maybe I'm glossing over that you're curious about, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be sure to talk about it on the next episode, or I'll message you directly back on that comment. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys like what you saw, let me know. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date on when I post more videos. And if I really like what you saw, leave a like. Helps the channel grow, helps me out a great deal. But of course, with that, thank you all so much for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye!